4 years. 4 years of Lucy sitting on the moon alone. 4 years of David being called dead and the anime refusing to do anything about it. 4 years of the Edgerunners fanbase collectively carrying that ending around like a bruise that never fully healed. And then a gacha game fixed it. A gacha game. What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're talking about the Wuthering Waves and Cyberpunk Edgerunners collab, live since the 8th of June. Kuro Games partnered directly with CD Projekt Red, brought in the anime's original writers, original voice cast, and somehow produced what the internet is currently calling a perfect epilogue to one of the most devastating anime finales of the decade. This is either the best collab event in gacha history, or something close enough to it that the difference doesn't matter. Quick backstory for anyone who missed the announcement cycle. Kuro Games announced this collaboration back in April 25 during the Wuthering Waves' first anniversary broadcast. The teaser was essentially characters from Night City will step into Solaris, and then silence for a full year while the internet slowly lost its mind. Then, on the 7th of May 26, the Good Morning Solaris trailer dropped. Stan the Man, the Cyberpunk universe's radio personality, opens it. Lucy and Rebecca appear in Wuthering Waves as well, and right at the end, David Martinez reaches towards the moon. The comment section caught fire immediately, which is the correct response. The collab launched on the 8th of June and runs until the 9th of July, and brings 2 playable 5-star resonators into the game. Lucy on the limited banner, and Rebecca completely free through the event. A whole new area called Somnoir, Night City arrived with it, built from Lucy's memories of the real thing. Rain-soaked streets, neon signs, corporate architecture, Night City reconstructed from grief, which is possibly the most cyberpunk premise anyone has ever come up with for a crossover event. Let's start with what you see before you even touch the story. The character models for Lucy and Rebecca inside Wuthering Waves are genuinely impressive in a way that gacha collabs often aren't. Translating 2D anime characters into a 3D environment without them looking like discount figurines is harder than it seems, and Kuro Games did not fumble it. Lucy looks like Lucy. The mono eyes, the design, the way she carries herself, it all transferred. Rebecca is immediately unmistakably Rebecca, which matters more than you think because a significant portion of Rebecca's entire personality lives in her visual presentation. The oversized gun, the energy, the complete refusal to be small about anything, all present and accounted for. Somnoir, Night City, is worth spending time in before you even start the quest. The neon-drenched cityscape is built from Lucy's subconscious, which means it's simultaneously Night City and not. A dreamlike reconstruction that's slightly too perfect and slightly too unstable in ways the story eventually pays off. Kuro's environmental team clearly studied the source material carefully. It didn't feel like a reskinned area, it feels like somewhere new that remembers somewhere else. The quest is called At Dream's Edge, and here's what makes it structurally interesting. It doesn't pretend the anime didn't happen. David is still dead. The story doesn't create an alternate timeline where everyone survives and everything is fine. What it does is use Wuthering Waves' own lore, the Somnoir, a realm attached to the dreams of every world connected to Solaris 3, to give Lucy something the anime categorically refused to give her: closure. Rover finds Lucy in the Somnoir, being attacked by the Tacit Discord enemies, and after getting her to safety, the full picture emerges. Rebecca is there too, and both of them are carrying the weight of everything that happened in Night City. The writing is smart about how it handles Rebecca's presence. Her hand briefly glitches at a certain point, a detail that registers immediately as deeply wrong. It's a red flag delivered quietly, while Rebecca is busy bonding with Linnea and Sigrika over graffiti and video games, completely unaware that the audience is already calculating what it means. That's good writing, planting the fuse while the characters are laughing. The character interactions between the Edgerunners and Wuthering Waves casts deserve more attention than they've gotten in the general discourse, because they work in ways that crossover events usually don't bother attempting. Linnea and Rebecca hitting it off immediately is the highlight. Linnea is Wuthering Waves' character, who runs on a specific frequency of chaotic energy, and Rebecca operates on an extremely similar one. Putting them in the same frame and letting them bounce off each other over graffiti walls and video games produces something that feels genuinely natural rather than forced. These characters exist in completely different universes, and yet the interaction reads like they were always supposed to meet. It's a small thing in the grand scale of what the collab does, but small things are what make crossovers feel real instead of promotional. The one thing the Edgerunners anime never gave the audience was a proper reckoning with Adam Smasher. He showed up, destroyed everything, and then he left. David didn't overcome him. The tragedy was the point. But 4 years of sitting with that ending means 4 years of accumulated feelings about a chrome wall that never got knocked down. Wuthering Waves made him the boss fight. Thanks to Some Noir's matrix system, Lucy is able to confront Atom Smasher in a way the anime structurally couldn't allow. The Nightmare Atom Smasher fight isn't just fan service, it's narratively integrated as Lucy using this dream realm to face the thing her mind keeps reconstructing. The boss drops materials to level up both Lucy and Rebecca, which is a neat mechanical loop. The characters you're using to fight him are the ones who needed to fight him. The fact that you go into that fight with Lucy and Rebecca specifically is what tips it from a cool gameplay moment into something with emotional weight. These are the two people he took everything from. The game knows that and leans into it completely. Here's where we need to talk carefully about what the collab actually delivers, because it's more sophisticated than just a simple happy ending. The long-awaited reunion of David and Lucy happens in this collab through Lucy's memory frequency. David is still dead in this universe. He manifested as a memory fragment. The game is transparent about this. David himself acknowledges he's just a dream she's seen. He doesn't pretend otherwise. They share a final hug before he vanishes, and the bittersweet conclusion reminds us that David on the moon was not real, but Lucy received the closure she desperately needed. She returned to her world as the experience fades into a dreamlike memory. She only remembers the warm, lingering feeling, which will help her move forward. That's a harder thing to write than a resurrection. The easy version of this scene just gives Lucy her happy ending. The version this collab delivered says, he's gone, that's permanent, but you can still say goodbye. You can still sit on the moon with him one more time, and then you carry the warmth of it forward. It's been confirmed that what happens in the crossover story is canon with the 2022 Netflix anime. This isn't a what if, this happened. Lucy got her moment. It just comes with the understanding that the moment is made of memory, not miracle. Two things that could have sunk this entirely if Kuro Games got them wrong, and they got both of them exactly right. The voice cast is the original Edgerunners cast.
The sunlight was way brighter than in any BD.
Looking at me like I'm a ghost. Jeez. There's something on my face?
Lucy sounds like Lucy. Rebecca sounds like Rebecca. David, in his brief appearance, is voiced by the same actor who made that original finale hurt as much as it did.
I'm just a dream.
The decision to bring back the actual cast rather than using sound-alikes is the difference between a collaboration that respects its source material and one that just borrows the aesthetic. And then there's the music. The only easily recognizable piece of music from the original franchise that Wuthering Waves borrowed was, as we all know, and they made sure to use it at the perfect moment, during the final scenes between Lucy, Rebecca, and David, to kick everyone in the gut and let the dam overflow. The effect was pure magic. That song wasn't subtle. Anyone who watched Edgerunners knows exactly what it does to a room the second it starts. Using it at the reunion sequence rather than earlier, holding it, saving it for the exact moment when Lucy and David are together on the moon, is the kind of soundtrack decision that separates people who understand the material from people who just licensed it. The characters themselves are worth talking about because they're not just visual imports. They're kits who are built with the anime in mind. Lucy is a spectral pistol resonator built around monowire attacks and hacking mechanics. She can mess with enemies, use her hacks to deal damage, and her Resonance Liberation pulls from her Netrunner identity in the anime. Fast-paced, technical, and genuinely fun to play once the rhythm clicks. Rebecca is a 5-star Electro Pistols resonator who combines fast shooting, flexible movement, and team support. She can switch between Huntress and Gut states, and her Resonance Liberation deploys the MK31 HMG, the massive gun that is essentially Rebecca's entire personality made mechanical. She also runs a turret that amplifies Lucy's damage, which means the two of them are designed to be played together, which is correct because that's who they are. Rebecca is free, full stop. You hit Union level 10 through the event and she's yours. In a gacha landscape where free 5 stars range from genuinely useful to charitable participation trophies, Rebecca is the real thing. The overall gameplay features a combination of first-person sequences, a motorbike chase you can actually fail, an entirely new Breach Protocol hacking minigame, and the usual exploration plus combat combo. None of them detract from the narrative experience. The Breach Protocol puzzle, where you crack a code matrix to hack terminals, is a direct nod to the game, which is a nice detail for anyone who spent hours doing those under time pressure. Game collabs have a reputation: limited skins, reskin content, characters who look vaguely like the source material if you squint. The bar is underground, and most collaborations clear it with room to spare, while delivering nothing of actual substance. The Dream Not Dreamed did something different. It took 4 years of accumulated grief about a 10-episode anime's ending, built an entire story around the one person left standing, and used the gacha game's own mythology to give her the goodbye the anime couldn't write. David is still dead, Lucy still made it to the moon alone. None of that changed. She just got to sit with him there one more time. That's worth more than any skin drop. And the fact that it happened in Wuthering Waves, of all places, is the most surprising thing to happen to the Edgerunners fanbase since the anime itself ended. The collab runs until July 9th. You already know what to do.